Reading Chapter 6 of Sales, Contract Terms, Warranties, Disclaimers, and Remedy Limitations. The class skipped remedy limitations. Right now I'm reading substantive sections from the chapter, starting with 6.3 Privity on page 110. Because each of the warranty sections refers to contracts for sale or sellers, in many jurisdictions, a plaintiff may be in privity of contract with the warrantor to recover. In general, privity of contract is of two types, vertical privity and horizontal privity. The UCC is silent with respect to vertical privity. Official Comment 3 to Section 2318 states that such issues are left to individual state law. Section 2-318 addresses horizontal privity, but instead of taking one approach, the drafters offered three alternatives. The first alternative, Alternative A, is the most restrictive, and the third, Alternative C, is the most liberal. On page 111, I started reading Omni USA Inc. versus Parker Hannifin Corp., which goes on until page 130. So I'll pick back up with Statute of Limitations, section 6.4. Article 2, Statute of Limitations, section 2-725 applies to all actions under Article 2. However, because of special provisions that affect only warranty litigation, we consider it here. Section 2-725 states that the statute of limitations is 4 years after the cause of action has accrued. Provided that, and I'll reread that. So the statute of limitations applies to all actions under Article 2. However, because of special provisions that affect only warranty litigation, we consider it here. 2-725 states that the statute of limitations is 4 years after accrued. And that page, or in that section concerning privity from the last section, was 2-318. Alright. Now, 4 years after the cause of action has accrued, provided that the parties may by agreement reduce the period of limitation not to less than 1 year. Subsection 2 states that the cause of action accrues when the breach occurs, regardless of the aggrieved party's lack of knowledge of the breach. It then states that a breach of warranty occurs when tender of delivery is made. The only exception is where a warranty explicitly extends to future performance of the goods, and discovery of the breach must await the time of such performance. In such a case, the cause of action accrues when the breach is or should have been discovered. I'm going to skip a case, Poley v. Daimler Chrysler in Jersey of 2002, on page 131 until 134, picking up with section 6.5, Ferguson Magnuson Moss Consumer Warranty Act. On page 134, although this course focuses on UCC Article 2, we cannot conclude our study of warranties without a quick look at the federal law of warranties. And that's what it's called. Ferguson Magnuson Moss Consumer Warranty Act. It's a Federal Trade Commission Improvement Act, was enacted by Congress in 1975. It works in concert with the UCC and other state laws to give some protection to buyers of consumer products. It applies to all consumer products covered by a written warranty manufactured after July 4th of 1975. The stated purpose of the act are to improve the adequacy of, so there's the purpose, 1, improve the adequacy of information available to consumers, and to 2, prevent the deception, to improve competition in the marketing, and so that's third, and to improve competition in the marketing of consumer products. Like the other warranty law we have studied, the Magnuson-Moss Warranty Act does not require that a seller warrant its products. If, however, the seller chooses to give a written warranty of a consumer product, the warranty must meet certain federal standards. Exercise 610 will help you understand the scope and key provisions. And it's asking you to do a statutory review of what's a consumer product, consumer supplier, warrantor, and written warranty, and to compare them to the UCC definitions and answer some exploratory questions. 6.6, and there's a example of a warranty, page 136, but I'm transitioning to 6.6, non-UCC warranty litigation. When a defective product causes personal injuries and an action for breach of a UCC warranty is not the only basis for recovery. As you learn in torts, there are several legal theories that may provide a basis for recovery. These legal theories include negligence and strict liability. In addition, some jurisdictions have enacted a statutory products liability cause of action. A detailed comparison of these various alternate causes of action is beyond the scope of this book. And your 6.6 on pages 142 and 143 summarizes the major differences between each of the identified causes of action. So I think it'd be good to mark those pages of the book. As I skip the next case, which is Virgil Cash and Carry Service Corp. From Maryland, 1984, on page 137 through to 139, seeing several exercises thereafter, and ultimately ending on, I think, a return to the chapter problem. And the last exercise. So pages 142 and 43, this is a chart, a comparison chart of causes of action. So I'm marking this page and moving to chapter 7, some of which I've already read. So I'm going to actually stop the recording and begin where I left off in chapter 7, which is contract terms, express terms, interpretation, and the parole evidence rule.